Go ahead, Small. Take it away.
So the next topic or next segment we are going into is situations, and we're gonna pass that one to Matthews.
So my situation for the day is, what should you put first, your career or your spouse? So is it what you love or who you love? Like what comes first? I think that as young adults, we find ourselves in a space where everybody's chasing something, and a lot of that when we young and we not established, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes that relationship can be a distraction. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it can hold you back. Sometimes it can uplift you. But if you got to choose what comes first, you know, because the money come and go, it fluctuate, but we need it. But at the same time, the person you love, you want them to stay forever. So what comes first? You know, so I'm gonna pass it to Malcolm for the first.
It's all about communication for me, as it pertains to, you know, your spouse, because your spouse, when you get with somebody, and sometimes it's not all about, you know, just, and I'm going to throw this big, sex is powerful. So it's not all about sex sometimes, because that's where a breakdown in communication can come from. You need to really get to know who you are dating. They need to understand who you are as a person, who you're trying to be, what you aspire to be. They need to understand where you come from and, you know, hey, what you dropped the ball on as far as growing up and where you want to grow to. And sometimes we don't know how to communicate that. So that's where the breakdown comes in the relationship. So it's all about you just sitting down and just being open with your spouse and letting them know, hey, these are my goals. I know, you know, I want to share my time with you, but I also want to grow as a person, and I want to be able to do this and have this, you know, and if you're rocking with me, you know, it's going to be some nights where, hey, I can't be available to you and, you know, in the capacity that I need, that you need me to be available to. But at the end of the day, I just want you to know that, hey, you know what? This is what I'm doing with my life. And if you find somebody that you can, you know, find an understanding, you know, and have an agreement with that situation, and then I feel like, you know, they should understand. So you shouldn't have to choose spouse or, you know, or career.
But if I just had to.
If I had to choose, I don't know, based on me being a guy, and me being a family man,
just
one hell of a decision.
Just choose the heifer. You want to choose the heifer.
I would choose myself too. But if I had to choose, it's going to be my career, because
I'm a family man.
I'm at a stage of awareness that I really want to be able to. I'm passionate about certain things, and I feel like it makes me grow as a man. So, I mean, me chasing a career, me being the best man that I am. Hopefully, I'll find a young woman along the way throughout that chase. How about that? So it'll be my career.
50 should get the money. The whole
50, I heard you on that. What happened?
So how you feel?
Alright, so this is the thing. This is my question. I didn't know this. So are you with somebody at the point and it's like, I'm choosing you or this? Is it just like,
I don't want to limit it to that. I'm just meaning in life, whether it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whether y'all 40 years old and you dating a lawyer who just ain't got the fucking time.
Just not available.
let me tell you,
You know what I'm saying?
It's irritating.
It's so crazy. Like, you know how I used to have MySpace and I used to have those, it wasn't memes back then, it was like old sayings, old quotes we supposed to. And it was like, basically like, choose your career, because your career not gonna wake up in the morning and say they don't want to be with you no more.
They could, but go ahead.
But I used to always think that.
Pink slip.
No, it could. I mean, they could definitely fire your ass. But like, if you have these dreams and stuff like that, those are your dreams. You know what I mean? That's gonna be with you forever. Whatever dreams you have, like, they might change, but those are yours. And I feel like old enough to know better, young enough not to give a fuck. I'm gonna get the money. Like, and I just feel like that's because I feel like I do think that some relationships, I think it's just because of the age I am now. Like, I definitely feel like relationships are a distraction. Sometimes they don't have to be if you with the right person. But it's so hard to be in your 20s and find that right person that's not gonna distract you and not gonna feel like you being selfish, or, you know what I mean? So it's like, nah, I gotta get my money. And if you on the same shit and you trying to get your money, you gonna understand. And I feel like once you get to that point, like, I'm getting my money, I'm grinding, I'm this, you gonna move around different circles. Right. You get what I'm saying? And you gonna meet people around that's gonna understand that I ain't gonna be able to give you all my damn time. I can't be under you.
When I do have the time, I want to give it to you.
Period. So that being said, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to choose the money. I was gonna always choose the money, but
so for me,
come on, Mac. What you got to say?
I have to say, I have to choose the spouse over the money.
man, you was a sentimental
nigga. He's a lover.
It ain't even that. It's just this. Like, I look at my situation currently. Like I'm not rich, like not even close to it. But I came from, growing up and just how most people grew up, tough, hard. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have a lot. I had more than my neighbors and shit like that, but we ain't have like the shit we should have had. Mm-hmm. The shit my son got now already. I'm at a point where I make more money than my parents, so I went from being a dependent to a provider.
Okay.
And
come on, black man.
It's a lot of survivor's remorse, survivor's guilt. As far as like when you struggling and you see your family struggling, it's normal. We all struggling, but when you make it out of that and your family's still struggling, you feel guilty. Like damn, I could help everybody, but I can't help everybody. But I can help. You know what I'm saying? So having money, it comes with a lot of bullshit if the people around you. If it's not enough for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
when resources are
money
scarce.
just don't bring happiness, and it's like I could imagine. Like, and I don't, like I said, I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money, but if I was a millionaire, I could imagine the guilt would probably just increase as the money increased. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could now I can save everybody. Or everybody.
Money, no problem.
Yeah, like everybody got to pass the bill. Everybody got this. People still in the hood. If I'm rich and my cousin's son gets shot, it's like, damn, I should have got everybody. I could have did more. It's just like when you got more, everything that happened in your family, you just feel like you responsible. Like, damn, did I not talk to little cuz enough? Did I not, like, damn, I should have brought him down to my school when I was in school. I should have did this. I should have did this for that person. And it's just not, the money's just not fulfilling. It's not, I don't feel like it'll make you happy. I feel like the family of it make you happy. I got a frat brother.
Feeds the soul. I agree with that.
Yeah.
For me, it's everything. It's everything. But I just feel like we don't have a lot of representation of what that balance looks like. Me coming from where I come from, my uncles, me being a black male, my dad died when I was 19, so 20-year-old Malcolm didn't get a chance to see, his dad. So I look to my uncles and everything, and right now they really don't have like a lot of money, so I can't really go to them as far as advice saying, hey, I'm really chasing this, and my girl, I don't have a lot of time to give her right now, so what advice can you give me? So we don't have a lot of representation of that, so I feel like that's where the guilt comes in again with us not knowing what we should do, and I don't think that we should identify ourselves with that struggle, because at the end of the day, we busting down doors for our culture. Us getting up and being able to go for what we pack forth and being passionate about something, developing us as a people, us as ourselves, and just going forth and kind of shooting out there for different careers. We don't have a lot of representation of what balancing a career and balancing love. So I tend not to kind of make myself feel guilty because I don't know. I don't have a blueprint.
Right.
You know what? A lot of wealthy people or whatever, they'll say, Dad, I really want my career, but you know what? Sarah's over here, she's bitching about this or whatever. And guess what? Pops can say, hey, you know what? I've been there before, son. Right. So I don't really necessarily, identify with guilt, because at the end of the day, I know that I don't really have that, representation. Right. So it's just up to me to just kind of, just be aware that I don't have it. Like I said, awareness is everything. Coming into, and we call awareness being woke. That's what we call awareness, being woke. So with me being aware that I don't have those type of representations, I just need to be able to just say, hey, you know what? Don't just beat yourself up about it, because I'm learning. It's a learning process. I'm learning, as time goes on, I'm hitting the bumps. That's what success looks like. You're going to hit each bump along the way. You're going to hit bumps. And especially us, black men, black women, we're going to hit all the bumps.
Yeah.
We don't, certain people can tell you, okay, it's a bump in that road, but guess what? It's not a lot of, we don't have a lot of representation. So, you know what? We learn it as we go. So I don't identify myself with guilt. I'm at a place now. I don't identify myself with guilt because at the end of the day, I'm just learning along the way. So, I mean, spouse over, family, love over career. At the end of the day, of course, I'm going to choose money because we come from a place where resources are limited. Yeah. So, of course, I'm going to choose money. So, with that being said, hey, with me choosing money, I'm just going to have to learn how to balance along the way. I'm just going to have to learn how to balance.
And remember, I understand, like, you got to have money or be broke. I'm just saying which one you putting first. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you got to be broke. I'm just saying
I'm going to put the money first because we come from nothing. I'm putting the money first, but I know how to love. I know what love looks like.
I'm single ladies, all the black people meet. He know how to love.
I know how to love. Yeah. But right now, I want some money. So I'm choosing the money.
I think what's so crazy, I think your reasoning for choosing it is so different from my reason.
Perception is everything.
And I think it's because I feel like when I put other people before me or before my dreams, before what I wanted, you know what I mean? Like if I was chasing my career and I'm chasing my dreams, every time that I put somebody else before me and I didn't put myself first, I lost. You get what I'm saying? Like because I'm putting them first, and I'm making sure they eat, and I'm making sure they straight, and I'm making sure they are satisfied. But I'm losing out. You feel me?
Right.
And it's like I had to learn in order to get ahead. You got to be a little selfish. And it wasn't even about like because I love. Like I am that person. Like I literally watch Different World, One-on-One, all of them be like, oh my gosh. No, it be so cute. No, like when Dwayne came down the aisle for it.
I don't watch this.
That shit was so cute. I was like, oh my God.
Baby, please.
Yes. And I love stuff like that. But we gotta realize that ain't no nigga in 2019 doing that for y'all. At least not at this age. But I definitely felt like
it's a whole nother topic. Go ahead.
No, it is some good men out there. I ain't gonna say that. But did you say this?
Yes.
Psych.
Self-promotion.
Psych.
Black men don't cheat.
Sure don't.
But long story short, I just feel like, I think like you said, with the money comes everything else. And I feel like once I get to that point, of what I'm here where I want and I got where I want. The thing is about that, which is so scary. There's so many people that I feel like are successful but alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. But it's like, damn. I just feel like, that's hard.
Yeah, because
so,
mom.
I was gonna say I got a frat brother who we was joining our fraternity or whatnot, and it was just a tough time for everybody getting into that. And as a kid, I felt like it wasn't a problem that money couldn't solve because that's all we didn't have. We had all the love in the world. We was living in the house with all the cousins and the aunties and the grandma and everybody. So we had all the love in the world. We had all the affection in the world and things like that. And I just felt like it wasn't a problem money couldn't solve. So my frat brother, he come from a family. His mother, I forgot what his mother does, but she got money. His dad is a doctor. He's like a private practice doctor. They just got bread. Like nigga graduated, got a beam, all types of shit. Like nigga just got money. And I just felt like the nigga just didn't have no he just one nigga I never wanted to hear complain. Cause it's just like nigga, you don't know no struggle, shit like that.
Right.
And one day, we was all eating breakfast, and he got a little, emotional. And he was like, man, I never sat down and ate with my family because everybody always so busy. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't experience this. I'm like, nigga, this was like, we ain't had no TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all we had was the love. And it's just like, the grass ain't green on the other side. Just because, like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you got love, like J. Cole say, you got love what you got. And like, it's just different life experiences that I see that make me just feel like, man, what's going. It might seem like the money will bring the happiness, and it's to people with the with the money, it might seem like the other side bringing happiness, but I feel like, you know, you just gotta appreciate where you at. If you don't love what you got, you won't love what you get. You know
Come on now. You better preach.
Come on, father. Come on, boy.
That's my last time.
But to wrap it up, I think we can all agree that it's really your choice. You know what I mean? And I think that I can understand from everybody's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Why you chose that. And again, I think you just choose wisely. And for each situation is different. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I just feel like we make decisions based on, like Terry said, where we come from, what we've experienced. So with that being said, like Simone said, choose wisely. You know, Terry, you grew up in a house full of love. You know what love looks like. So along the way with you chasing your career, you know what? You have a balance. Love a little bit more. Don't put your career, you know, in the forefront of everything, because at the end of the day, we know how good love feels. Love is really, you know, it fuels the soul. It feeds the soul. So at the end of the day, my people, because we talking to the people, right? So my people, balance yourselves out. I understand we come from a place, you know, with limited resources, so we gonna chase a bag.
Period.
But at the end of the day, without love, you don't have anything, because the bag can disappear just like that. And guess what? The love will always be there, and that's a great feeling.